everyone, it's Lindsay and welcome back to my channel. I'm finally getting a little bit of a break with writing, which I will get to later as to why that is. But now I have time to like film a couple videos and I'm just so excited. So this is supposed to be my July wrap up. In this video, I'm just gonna talk about my reading, my writing, life stuff, updates, things like that, because I am posting less frequently now because I am kind of at the tail end of deadline with my second book in my Scholastic contract, The Odd Book. And because of that, I just, you know, I need to be focusing on that since that's kind of my job now, which is so cool to say. Videos are kind of taking a back seat for now, so if you're new around here, I appreciate you. And if you're old around here, like, thanks for hanging out with me and sticking through it through this weird uploading lull. The first thing I want to talk about is writing, so let's start with The Glass Witch. If you didn't know, you can totally pre-order my debut novel. She's beauty, she's grace, she's Miss United States. Literally, it involves pageantry. But the first exciting thing that I finally get to share with you guys is that I got picked up by the UK and Australia. So like, The Glass Witch is officially international. People from the UK and Australia and really all over the world were able to buy The Glass Witch anyways, but now you will be able to go in a bookstore on October 18th when the book comes out this year and buy it instead of having to go to, you know, like a website and buy it. You can actually buy it in stores, which is so cool. It's so cool. I'm so excited. I'm gonna get so many more readers that way. So many more people are gonna discover The Glass Witch and hopefully read it and love it. And it's kind of wild. The next very exciting Glass Witch thing is that I got a publicist. Woo! I have my own publicist. I feel very fancy. Her name is Aaliyah. She's been so helpful so far, and she is putting together such fun things that I can't wait to talk about. I already have a couple events that we're working on, and I'm just like through the roof about it. And so yeah, I can't wait to see where this goes. I do plan to have a video coming out hopefully sometime this month or early next month talking about all of the events and all of the plans that I'm gonna have going on in the next couple months, since we're only a couple months out from The Glass Witch coming out. Just surreal. It's just surreal. And lastly, for The Glass Witch, I have been giving out some of my ARCs to local bookstores, which you wouldn't think would be as nerve-wracking as it is, because you're the author, you did this, you got it sold. Like, I should walk in there being all confident, but it's nerve-wracking. I just feel like someone is gonna be like, you're a fake, you don't belong here, and like chase me out of the store with a broom or something. But yes, Scholastic sent me a bunch of extra little ARCs so that I could give them out to local bookstores and libraries and schools, kind of like, you know, get people interested, let them know I'm local, and that if they read the book and that they like it, they can always leave a review and purchase it for their classroom or bookstore or whatever, especially the bookstores who like will already be getting The Glass Witch in. Then they can like, you know, talk it up when parents come in looking for a book for their kid, which just be like really cool. So I've given out 3 so far. It's just very nerve-wracking. Like, I like have to my friend's been going with me for moral support, and we just end up walking around the store and shopping for like 15-20 minutes while I like get up my courage, and I'm like hyperventilating and I'm like practicing going over what I'm gonna say to them, and then I'm like just sitting there shifting my feet and I'm trying to remember how, you know, mortals are supposed to stand while they wait naturally, and I'm just like talking myself up like, you did this, you're the author, you have nothing to be scared of, this is just a nice bookseller lady who probably is going to be so excited to meet you, but you're terrified of them nonetheless. So yeah. But I think it's gone good so far. Everyone has been super nice and super excited to meet me, which instantly makes me feel better, since it's so nerve-wracking to like give my book to people. All right, so that is all of the Glass Witch news. Now moving on to The Odd Book. I got my first round of edits back from my editor, and actually I got her feedback and one of my critique partners' feedback within the same week. So that was just really perfect timing, and it was great to go over their notes and see where they both agreed on things, where they both had questions, and it really helps me kind of centralize where I needed to work. But the really exciting thing, you guys, is that both of them pretty much said, other than answering some questions that they had and clarifying, I just need to trim her. I just need to do some line trimming, and she's good. Like, I don't know what I did, but like, I killed it, you guys. I'm so proud of myself. This was such a hard book to write. I actually have a video planned in my notes where I wanted to talk about Taube and how and why I was struggling so hard to write her. And why, like, you know, I've written 2 drafts of her before I sent her off to anyone. And like why those drafts were so hard. Like there were so many things, like, you know, now that it's like public that I've sold a book, like there's going to be this expectation on me to perform, and not only like publicly, but you know, to follow in the Glass Witch's footsteps. She's so different, but people are gonna like base my writing and my future books on her. Then there's just like how deeply personal this novel feels to me, because she is an exploration of disability and worth, and that was really hard to write, to really be in that mindset of someone who hasn't made that character arc yet, that they like are valid. So it's just, it's a hard book to write, and maybe I will one day make that video, but it feels really, really good to know that I did it. I crushed it. Like I just out of the ballpark. It makes me really happy. It makes me really happy, and I'm really excited for you guys to read it. It's funny because both the Glass Witch and the Odd Book are parts of me, but kind of different parts. The Glass Witch feels very nostalgic and warm, and it does have some humor, but it's like a very warm, fun adventure book, whereas Taube is like kind of kooky, dark, Addams Family vibe. So they're both part of me. They're both part of me in different ways. And I think the great thing is, if you like one book, you're gonna like the other, because my voice and my humor is through both of them. But also I'll reach different readers, because not everyone likes dark, kooky, and not everybody likes warm, cozy. So you know, it's a good mix. I'm so proud of both of my children. But anyways, back on topic. I have done my editor and my critique partner's notes, and I've already sent it back actually to Tiffany, my editor, and we're gonna see what she thinks about it, if I've, you know, got it whittled down enough, and if I've sufficiently answered all of the clarification questions that she's had about certain, you know, plot points and things like that. So fingers crossed, everyone. And that is all for writing. I would like to talk about some of the books that I've really been enjoying this month. Okay, so this first one I think you guys specifically will really be interested in, and that is a craft book. So it's Writing in the Dark by Tim Wagner. This is a book that I picked up because my friend Laura writes. She had a book club a couple years ago, and she read craft books, and she would have other Authortubers on to discuss what they thought about it. And you know, Authortube's darling Lizelle Samberry, our resident YA horror writer, was on the discussion live talking about what she thought of the book. And so it's really nice to have so many voices, and everyone seemed to love it, so I picked it up. The thing that I really appreciated about this book was that it was more than just like a 101 basic craft book. It really, there's even a passage in here where the author is like, I expect you to know 101, I expect you to know how to write a book. Now I'm gonna teach you how to take those tools and like level up and make the horror book that I know you can. And so I really appreciated that it was a little bit deeper than some craft books out there. I think my favorite part about this was some of the exercises that were absolutely fantastic. One of my favorite exercises came actually from Stephen King, and Stephen King says, just look at something, pick an object around your house and say, something is wrong with that. And then you have a story. And I just think that's fantastic. Like, pick up, I don't know, anything, my dog, and you could be like, what's wrong with my dog? It kind of reminds me of that scene in the trailer for I'm Thinking of Ending Things, the Netflix show. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. It was a book that Netflix made into a movie. It's like a horror, literary horror, and there's this scene where the dog is shaking, like, you know, just like getting water off their coat, but they don't stop and they keep going, and it's like such an eerie sensation because that's not normal. And it's like, that's a perfect example of just finding something and making it a little wrong, and all of a sudden you have like horror vibes. And I was like, ah, that's so brilliant. I picked this up because the book that I'm kind of hoping to write that will hopefully sell, if I'm able to sell my social horror thriller YA book, is a gothic horror. So I really wanted to make sure that I was you know, reading a book telling me how to do that. I've been picking up more horror as well, just to kind of like get a good feel for the genre. Tim Wagner is local, like he's a Dayton local author, and in fact he teaches at the college that my husband went to, which is just wild. I had no idea that we had like such a prolific writer so close. My next favorite of July is A Forgery of Roses by Jessica S. Olsen. This is just such a good, like, quintessential YA fantasy. It's about a girl who has this hidden power where she is able to paint, and when she paints she can actually manipulate the object she is painting. So if she's painting a portrait, she could like paint the wrinkles off of someone's face, or she can animate an object that was not animated in the first place. So, you know, the little things like that. Well, someone finds out about her secret power, which, you know, could get her killed, and they kind of blackmail her into coming and staying at their Gothic manor in order to paint their deceased child back to life. And when the main character gets there, she realizes that the death of the subject she's supposed to be painting might not have been as innocent as everyone wants her to believe. So it's a very fun Gothic murder mystery. It really does kind of have Clue vibes, like you're kind of like pointing the finger at like, who could it be? There's a very strong romantic element in this, which is very, very cute. It's like two nerds falling in love. I really enjoyed that. And it just feels very like, if you like YA and you like the tropes and you love the characters and the things that the genre explores, like this is it. This is what you want. Next, let's chat about some other media. So I watched a Netflix documentary that I thought was really, really good. It is called The Most Hated Man on the Internet. And boy, it was like equally nostalgic because I feel like it takes place in like mid to late 2010s. So it was like the scene phase and the clothes and the hair and everything was just like such a vibe. But it was also just like a very satisfying, like taking down a person that deserves it and like seeing comeuppance happen. It's so rare. It's so rare to see justice be served. It's basically just about this guy who's a jerk, and he takes, he's charged with hacking into people's computer and taking their compromising photos and posting them on the internet. And he has no shame. And it's the story of how he self-destructs, and it's fantastic. And also on Netflix this month, Netflix was kind of on fire. Me and my husband watched Sea Beast, the animated kind of piratey cartoon. It was so cute. It was so cute. I highly recommend it. If you've been dying for like piratey content and you were like a Pirate of the Caribbean stan like I was in like middle school, still kind of am. This is the show for you. It's precious. It's funny. It's like heart-wrenching. And it's filled with so much adventure and like good piratey seafaring music, you know, like those soundscapes, those like the Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack, like same vibes in this. And then lastly, let's talk about some life stuff. I had a wonderful month. I had 18 pain-free days. I'm so happy. That is now my highest yet. And I've just been live, laugh, loving. I got to meet my good friend Laura Wright, who was driving through Ohio, and we stopped to say hello. She brought her dogs, which was really, really exciting. I've also been doing a lot of fun foraging in my backyard. I've been identifying a lot of the local flora around me, and I have jewelweed in the back, which I'm so excited about. I've known I've had that for a while. The hummingbirds love it, but it is the first time, this year was the first time that I actually harvested some and used it. I made a poultice, which for those of you that don't know, you just mash up leaves and stems and you can put it on some kind of wound and it will help heal it. It's really good for poison ivy and bug bites. And lo and behold, your girl got her first spider bite. So it was perfect. It felt amazing. It was like aloe. I also found some vervain growing out there, which is actually really great for migraines, and I'm just really excited that the earth was kind of like, hey, I see you, thought you could use this, here you go. So I am gonna harvest those roots as soon as it starts to flower, when it is most poignant. And last but not least, for the first time ever in the backyard, we have wild grapes and wild strawberries. There's something so beautiful about finding edible wild fruits like out there. It's just like, it's just such a gift. Like it was just, it's how the earth says that she loves us still, even though we treat her so bad. Anyways, you guys, I think that's it. I think that was my whole July. I can't wait to get further into August. I feel like August is gonna be great. I feel like from here on out, the year is just gonna be wonderful because so much fun stuff is happening. I've got my book release. I've got all the events coming out with that. All of my like most anticipated books too are like coming out soon. I am going on a writing retreat. I am going to Y'all Fest. Like there's so much happening. But how was your July? Were you guys okay? Did you hang in there? Did we all make it through? Tell me one thing that you meant to do in July that you didn't get to, but now you're gonna do it in August. I think that mine is I need to nail down where in England that I wanna go on my trip that me and my husband are taking. And I put off England last. We're going on like a UK tour, which I'm very excited about. But I put off England for last because I feel like that is the place that's gonna have the most sites. So I'm just like, oh, I really need to start. You wanna say goodbye with me? So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you would like to, I would love if you would pre-order the glass switch. It means the world to me that you guys can do that. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. Say goodbye. Yes, you are. You're so angry. Bye. Don't start playing. Oh, this is all my fault. Here, take your white trash chicken. Here, go get it.